Hello everyone, we are going to listen Toto Wolff. Let's listen to him.
That would be interesting to speak to you now, Toto. It seems that you made huge progress on George Russell's car. Is that because of a setup change, or do you understand it, or?
Yeah, I think with these cars you never quite understand. Now we turned the car upside down, literally seem to be in a much better balance window. But that whole classification that looks a bit odd. Lando so far ahead, and then big spreads between teammates.
And George obviously seemed to be a bit happier, but at the same time seemed to be making quite a lot of mistakes. Was that him pushing the limits from a driving point of view, or is he still not happy with the balance?
He said he pushed it quite a lot for an FP3 lap, maybe taking a bit more risk to just see how the balance would develop on the car and the tires, how much they could take. So, yeah, but it's always the balancing in Singapore between going too slow and taking too much risk.
Yeah, it's cooled off now and it's going to get cooler, but a little bit marginally as the floodlights take over. I wonder though, how much are you thinking there's going to be a variance in what's happened in this hour until we get into true qualifying conditions, Toto?
Well, from I'm biased, I would have very much hoped that we can maintain that speed on both cars. As a best case scenario, but we don't know. We've seen yesterday the Ferraris were tremendously fast. We wouldn't have been able to replicate these times, and today they weren't. So difficult to say what's going to happen in a few hours.
You say maintain the speed on both cars, but at the moment, Lewis is in no man's land, 8/10 away from George. Do they have a very different setup?
They have a bit of a different setup, and we've tried also in the session a few things. So. Yeah, that is not the gap that you would normally have with the same car.
So it's not really, but it's understood, or
it's quite understood.
Partially.
Partially.
We saw it even with Charles Leclerc towards the end there. just trying to make a front-winning adjustment, and Nico said prior to the session, the difficulty here, the balance between the mechanical side of things, if you like, running the suspension a little bit softer in the aero, and is that what it is? It's just the fine margins on that front.
Yeah, it's those fine margin. I don't think that Leclerc today is a second off for Lando Norris. I think that was the gap. So there's oddities.
I'm going to come back to you because I wanted to just ask you as well about the McLaren rear wing. Obviously now they've said they're going to make some adjustments. It's unlikely that we'll see that exact specification. What was the Mercedes thought process on what was going on at the rear of their car in the Baku version?
We are so into our own issues to solve them that we didn't have it on the radar. Now you can say that's naive or not, but not sure for sure in Monza and in Baku it might have had an effect, especially when you see the close racing in the front. That happened, but we weren't part of that of this game, so it was a second priority to us. Last one, what do you think? What are your expectations going into qualifying? I don't want to set them too high. Clearly the car seems to be functioning well now. Difficult. I think now we're expecting to be in the front row, but I don't think we can. Leclerc will come back performance-wise. So if we can qualify in the top 4, that would be good.
Thanks, Toto.
Okay. Interesting interview. Firstly, if you want to watch all the press conferences, like team principal, pre-race press conference, post-qualifying press conferences, I'm gonna put on the video's description the other channel's link. Just you can go there and watch the videos and subscribe to the channel. Secondly, if we came, in my opinion, I think Mercedes started to sacrifice Lewis Hamilton or maybe sabotage him to make Russell's car better, That's my opinion, because it's not possible to have that gap between Russell and Lewis Hamilton, every single week we are seeing that just Russell's car is coming better and better and better, but Hamilton is struggling every single week, and he's not happy with also he's saying that if you have watched the other interviews of Lewis Hamilton on our channel, he's saying that it's not that car that he wants to be. But okay, also I don't believe that it's not priority for them, or it's on a second plan about McLaren's rear wing thoughts, and he said like he's not in our priority, blah blah blah, something like that. But I don't believe that, because you know, we are racing that little at times, and little kilometers makes big differences. And I don't believe that Toto said like it's not in our priority, we are not in there, something like that. But if yes, also you can give your opinions in the videos comment section. That's for me for this video. Just don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and see you after the qualifying interviews.